Will not be as heavy as that today, but we will have some additional freezing drizzle tomorrow. This is in conjunction with that Arctic front that's moving through the United States at this time, and it's going to bring some real frigid temperatures to this area. The roads are very hazardous right now. We've been monitoring the police radio, and they said they've been having a lot of accidents and people stalling out on the roads between here and especially where there's a small hill. And the Highway Patrol in Ardmore is discouraging any type of travel on the roads, interstate and state highways, until this gets beat off. Folks, we had a real good council meeting last night over in Davis. It was rather long, but they did get a lot accomplished. We will be showing that council meeting to you tonight at 7:35 right here on Channel 7. We got the city manager of the city of Davis, Jim Blue, to come in with us this morning and visit about some of the things that did take place at that meeting last night. We got that on tape, so let's show that at this time. Well, Jim, welcome back to Channel 7. As we was talking earlier, we was up late last night at the council meeting, wasn't we?
That's you're right there.
I left at 10 o'clock, Jim, when they went into executive session. What time did you get home then?
Oh, I didn't get home till about 12. They finished, I think, about 11:20, something along the 11:30.
Okay. Now, Grady Kennedy, they accepted his resignation last night.
That's correct.
The number of years Grady served is still kind of up in the air. I was talking to Miss Taylor and Ed McNeil last night. They think it's either 14, 15, or 16 years.
He's been there quite some time.
Yeah. Who did they replace?
Double.
Okay, so he will serve this year and then next year, won't he?
Right, he'll serve one more year until this term is done.
Okay. And then he'll have to go for a vote of the people if...
That's right.
Okay. One other thing that I was real impressed by, Jim, last night is they voted to buy 3 new police cars for the city of Davis.
Yes, we was happy about that.
Yeah. What do you got on hand right now? What are y'all driving right now?
Well, they're pretty old cars, and they're because you drive them hard sometime, and they're going a lot of time 24 hours a day, so they're pretty well worn out.
You got 5 right now? 5 cars?
We have 5, right?
Okay. And you told us last night that 2 of them was down the other day. You couldn't even get them out of the driveway. So.
That's right.
How about the park now, Jim, Turner Falls? How many vehicles you got out there? Security vehicles?
We have 2. We have one car and one pickup.
1 car and 1 pickup. Is that the one pickup you had? Is that the one they stole last?
No, it's Turner Falls 1. It's the yellow one.
The one they stole, Jim, did they crater it when they found it, or is it still usable?
No, they didn't. They just ran out of gas.
Parked it and started walking, I guess.
Didn't have much gas to start with. Only had about an eighth of
Okay. They couldn't get too far then.
That's right.
Okay, well, tell me how the cars are going to be bought somewhere in Oklahoma City. You tell us. Tell us a little bit about that.
That it has Plymouth. They're going to be the Plymouth
Diplomat.
Diplomat.
Yeah. And they'll come just stripped. You'll have to do all
We'll
the...
put on the lights and everything.
Okay, sirens and all the emblems and stuff of that nature. Are they going to be bigger size motors or any special
They're
thing?
what they call the heavy-duty police packet car.
Oh, okay.
They got the heavy front ends and heavy seats and heavy-duty spring.
Transmission,
Right.
probably. Okay.
You
Jim,
have to drive them pretty hard at times, and it takes
I
a
know.
heavier-duty car.
and they'll have lots of miles on
Right.
before they get retired.
That's
now,
right.
too.
They'll last much longer.
Where are you going to put them now, Jim?
We will put 2 in town and 1 at Turner Falls.
Okay. And that one at Turner Falls probably will be used in the city some too anyway, won't it, when you need it?
Parade.
Sure, stuff
Right.
like that. Jim, one thing about the fish hatchery deal last night, the man talking about the fish, I think they tabled that now till next Tuesday or next Monday.
Next
wasn't it?
Monday.
What's your personal feelings on it? Does that sound pretty good for the park?
Well, I haven't had any dealings with it, but they should have some people coming in, according to them. Have more revenues through the gate for us.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the people enjoy fishing.
Yeah. You know, the Channel 12 promo that they're going to do down at the mall, that sounds like a winner, too. That's going to be pulling in a lot of Texans and southern Oklahomans.
We get quite a few people from that area anyway, and we're just trying to advertise a little more. And of course, we're going down and put up a booth and then show and advertise some of the things that we do have at the falls. Also, I'm taking a crew with me, so they all have experience and they know about the falls.
So you'll be going every day during the 3-day period or 4-day period?
4 days.
Okay, and you'll be making it every day then?
Right.
And then taking a different crew with you?
Right.
Well, what all are you going to try to present at the booth, Jim?
Well, we're just going to talk, you know, a lot of them have questions about the trees, the flowers, what animals do you have out there, and we're going to try to answer all their questions. And then promote a little camping in this summer. Many people down there, they've heard of Turner Falls, but they didn't know you camp. They know that you swim, but they don't know that you camp.
Well, you're just going to present the whole package then,
Right.
anybody that's interested.
Yes.
Well, that promo that Channel 12 put on last night was real good. That 30-second commercial, that was real good. I hope that goes over. Jim, I had to leave last night, and I didn't get to talk with you after executive session. What was decided on the city manager, city clerk deal?
Next Monday night, we're having a special meeting, and I think they're going to select them.
Okay, how many applications are they looking at for the city manager?
Approximately 20, and I think about 12 for the city clerk.
Man, they've had a lot of excitement over that manager's and clerk's job, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
But they did say they would try their best and to make a decision next Monday night during the...
That's correct.
Okay, that'll be February the 8th at 7 p.m., won't it?
Right.
Okay. Well, Jim, I noticed y'all had your Turner Falls annual meeting. What come out of it? Have you got some pretty exciting things planned for Turner now this year?
Well, right now, like I said, this is our time for advertising because people are going to start planning for their vacation and spring break, and that's what we're trying to get started now. The board has decided to rent a cabin, so we'll have more cabins to rent now, along with Mr. P.D. Kaiser's.
Good.
So there'll be more available for them than they had before.
Okay, now, did you tell me that you're going to tear the Ferris wheel down?
They're going to try to sell it first, and let them come and look at it. If not, then we'll tear it down and store it.
Okay.
And sometime now we're going to try to sell all that.
Okay.
Auction it off.
Well, did you ever get the Ferris wheel going last year?
Yeah, we had it going at the latter part of the year, but it just didn't seem to go over
Didn't
very
catch
good.
hold of it.
No.
Well, I noticed that you're getting geared up for a pretty big crowd this year. Do you think your crowds are going to be bigger this year than they have been in the past?
Over this advertising we're doing, we sure hope so, but we don't think we'll have any less because a lot of people have been calling in already about this summer.
Yeah, good.
Some have made a few reservations already.
Okay, now, one other thing then will be decided next Monday night, Jim, and that will be whether to have the trout fishing there or not.
That's firm.
That should be finalized and the decision made then next Monday, shouldn't it?
That's correct.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that. That might be all right. If you don't put it too high to come over and fish, that'd be cheaper for us than to go to Blue over here.
All right.
Well, Jim, we appreciate you taking time out and dropping by and visiting with us. And we'll probably see you before next meeting and visit a little bit more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome back, folks. That was Jim Blue, the city manager of the city of Davis. They will be having that next meeting now. It'll be Monday night, February the 8th at 7 p.m., and we'll try to get an update on that. We might see some decisions made over there, and I'm especially want to watch that trout fishing project. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Folks, we got Ray Ashford with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol also dropped by today, and we'll be bringing you the message right after this commercial message.
On HBO and 88, you'll feel the winter heat wave all year long. Sizzling stars and hot new specials are going to break record highs. Look for major movies throughout the new year. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Black Widow. The Secret of My Success. Lethal Weapon. Blind Date. Little Shop of Horrors. No Mercy. And The Morning After. From HBO Pictures, for HBO viewers only, look for Leslie Ann Warren in Dan Jenkins' outrageous comedy, Baja, Oklahoma. And Chris Christopherson's in Hot Pursuit in the Out West adventure, The Tracker. HBO's Winter Heatwave is expected to bring big events like a superstar music performance by Olivia Newton-John, just part of HBO's world stage forecast for 88. And another big event, superstar Bette Midler in Mondo Biondo.
Bravo!
This year, the live HBO Comedy Hour is going to be hotter than ever with Billy Crystal, George Carlin, Whoopi Goldberg, Robin Williams, and Martin Short. HBO's originals won't let up. First and 10, more Vietnam War stories, not necessarily the news, and Dear America. Gusts of great stand-up comedy are moving in fast for On Location. Rodney Dangerfield, Jackie Mason, and Dennis Miller. Exclusive sports are part of HBO's Winter Heatwave prediction. Grab your ringside seats when World Championship Boxing presents The King, Iron Mike Tyson. America's premier skaters will rise to new heights in a salute to Dorothy Hamill. Watch out for exclusive coverage of Wimbledon 88 this summer with hosts Billie Jean King and Arthur Ashe. You'll see heated matches and hot winners. Movies, specials, sports, and stars. You'll feel HBO's Winter Heatwave all year long.
Folks, Ray Ashford, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol Trooper from this area, spoke to the Breakfast Club for the Kiwanis this morning. Ray also come by the studio and visited with us. We wanted to talk to Ray about several things. We had a real nice interview with him, so let's watch that now. Well, Ray, I want to welcome you back to Channel 7. I believe the last time we had you here we was talking about seat belts, wasn't we?
Yes, sir, we certainly were.
And had a good-looking girl here from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She represents the state well with that.
Yeah, she does. I understand, Ray, that there is a program now that they got following up, that she's going back out around the state telling people how successful it's been.
Right. In the state of Oklahoma, BJ, we have about 48% compliance now. In the state of Texas, they're up to 78% compliance in the state of Texas. But I think slowly but surely with our educational program, we are getting there.
Good. Ray, while we're on that subject, we wasn't even going to talk about that, but I had a question. At one time, they were trying to make pickups and trucks in the law. Has that been passed?
No, the bill hasn't been introduced that I know of, BJ, for pickups.
Get in the swing of things this year with Ride King from Cooper's in Davis, the best-selling original zero-turning radius riding lawnmower there is. All-steel construction, 8-horsepower Briggs & Stratton, wide wheelbase, reverses without stopping or changing gears. Stop rust now with Exo Rust from $298 to $598, and start digging with your choice of these Green Thumb implements. These and others are available during the Spring into Savings sale going on now at Cooper's True Value Hardware, 207 East Main in Davis.
Catch the brightest stars, the biggest hits. HBO, simply the best movies. Steve Martin, Joan Cusack, Rick Moranis, Carol Kane, The Mob, The FBI, Sexy Parties, and My Blue Heaven. Marlon Brando, Matthew Broderick, Penelope Ann Miller, Leapin' Lizards, It's the Freshman. Charlie Sheen stars with Emilio Estevez, director-writer of a murderous comedy, Men at Work. They're simply the best movies. HBO.
At Steve's Self-Serve in Davis, we have hot and cold deli items, piping hot coffee, or your favorite cold soft drink, crispy fried chicken, onion burgers, and more, all cooked to our customers' satisfaction. When unexpected guests arrive at mealtime, zip by Steve's Self-Serve and stock up on groceries. And remember, when you need gas and oil for your autos, we always have quality Phillips 66 products, furnished by Steve Hall Oil Company. Steve's Self-Serve, a good place to get in and out when you're in a hurry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Maury County News. You're watching some of the Davis Elementary vocal concert they had last night in the auditorium there at the high school. As you can see, the youngsters were having a ball, and I'm sure all the mamas and daddies out in the audience was having a real good time. We're going to show this back now one day next week. Just watch your crawl line on the bottom of the screen on TV7, and we'll have our programming listed up there. And that's supposed to be there. He's imitating Clay Shannon there, folks, that little fellow there with the ball cap on. I'd like to see him pull that hat off and see if he's as curly-headed as old Clay is, but it will be played back now.
fact, we'll show you a few more shots of that at the end of this newscast, let you see some more of that fine performance those youngsters did yesterday. Folks, we got a big parade coming up over at Wynnewood involving the EMTs, the ambulances, the fire departments, and also the police departments of the surrounding area. Frank went over and got an interview with some of those folks. We got that on tape, and we'll show it to you right after this commercial message.
Have you just completed a masterpiece and need to get it to Grandma in a hurry? Why not fax it to her with our new fax service at Mayo's Office Supply? With our fax service, you can send messages, documents, drawings, photographs, and other materials at the speed of light from anyone to anywhere in the world. More and more businesses and companies are using fax machines. So fax your drawing today to Grandma's or anywhere from Mayo's at 1010 West 2nd in Sulphur.
The Pioneer Bank of Southern Oklahoma is First National Bank of Davis. First National is committed to serving the surrounding area with competitive rates and quality banking to help stimulate economic growth. You'll find us willing and able to help with your financial future. First National combines friendly faces and courteous service for the best in local banking. See us first for all your financial needs. First National Bank in Davis, member FDIC. For everyday low discount prices, see Jim's Discount Foods west of Sulphur. At Jim's Discount Foods, we strive every day to be courteous and make your food dollar stretch further. We're extremely proud of our meat market and all of the services it offers. If you've never shopped with us before, stop by and check our prices. We think you'll be glad you did. At Jim's Discount Foods, we've got the team experience to make your shopping pleasant. Jim's Discount Foods west of Sulphur, home of quality meats.
Folks, we are right in the middle of the EMS week. This is a national EMS week, runs from May the 12th through the 18th, and they've got a big parade scheduled for Wynnewood tomorrow, and they've invited a lot of the ambulance services, fire departments, and police departments from this surrounding area. Frank got to go over and visit with Jeff Maxley and also Mary Ann Kelly. They do work for the Wynnewood Ambulance Service. Let's watch that interview now.
My name is Frank Hunt. I'm reporting from Wynnewood for Channel 7. I'm over here at the Wynnewood Ambulance Service. I've got a couple of EMTs with me. I'll have them introduce themselves to you.
I'm Mary Ann Williams, and I'm from Wynnewood.
Jeff Moxley from Wynnewood. Jeff, I'll first start with you on it, since according to Terry, you're about the oldest one with the group. When did the service start here in Wynnewood?
The city took the service over here in 1985, January the 1st, 1985.
In what regards did they take it over at? Was it paid service from the start or what?
No, so the funeral home had it before the city took it over, and we started out as volunteer service. And about a year and a half ago, the city started paying first responders and EMTs both.
Minimal pay on it.
Minimal pay.
Help y'all out just a little bit, don't they? In part of your training, you said you had first responders with the group. You want to know about the educational requirements from the first responders?
Yes, first responders are giving the first aid, Red Cross, American Red Cross course, and they are certified CPR, Dawson, choking, things like that. And then they also certified in driving the ambulance. You have to go through so many hours of training in order to drive the ambulance.
Well, it doesn't sound like it'd be too easy of a class anyway, then, with the driving and all the extra training that they go through.
Well, no, you have to make a commitment.
You have to make a commitment. Okay. What about your EMT training?
EMT, the course is 120 hours. You got so many hours of clinicals that you have to put in on a hospital-based ambulance service. We also have 48 hours continuing education and every 2 years, and a refresher course that you have to take every 2 years to keep your license up to date.
So are these state certified?
Yes, sir.
And okay, are they national certified then? If the state, if you get state certified, you'll be nationally certified also. Okay. You also told me earlier in talking that you was a nurse, an LPN. Did this help you get into the EMTs, or
No, actually EMT helped me to go off to nursing.
Okay, you went to nursing afterwards.
After
didn't you?
EMT, yeah.
What kind of did I benefit from it?
EMT?
Right.
With my nursing skills, I use the nursing skills along with assessing a patient. You know, like when we go out on the run, you never know what you're going to come into. And sometimes you have to be on alert for the patient that goes just the opposite of what you think they are. And with both skills, they help me out in both ways. So I use the nursing skills just to assess my patient, and the EMT skills just to do what the state allows an EMT to do.
Okay. Referring back to what the state will allow you to do, can you know a little bit about this Good Samaritan law that the state does have?
Well, it does protect in some ways. In some ways it don't.
In what way does it protect you? I mean, say you come upon a car wreck, and you're not with your ambulance service at the time. You're just out driving down the street and come upon a car wreck. You've got certain responsibilities by you being an EMT anyway, or can you just drive on?
You're not required.
You're not required to stop it. Okay. So
Most of us will.
Most of you will.
Most of us can't pass up anything.
Folks, now this is in conjunction with the National or Emergency Medical Service Week. Also, if you remember, we do have Armed Services Day tomorrow, Armed Forces Day, so that will be in conjunction with that. It'll get kicked off at 10 a.m. in the morning at Wynnewood. So if you can, drop over by and see a very good parade. They say they've got equipment coming from all over this area. We also got to visit with Sandy Garrett last night. Lloyd Snow went over with Neil, and they got a real good interview with her. She was addressing the Ada High School last night at their commencement. Got that on tape, and we'll show it to you right after this commercial message.
All the right parts in all the right places is what you'll find when you come into Clarence's Napa Auto Parts, 219 West Muskogee in Sulphur. Clarence and Inez carry quality Napa parts for cars, trucks, tractors, and imports. They also have many auto accessories to help your car or truck look its best. Don't forget our hardware, plumbing, and gardening supplies, along with keys made quickly. Clarence and Inez are here to make things easy when it comes to your auto parts. Come in today and see for yourself at Clarence's Napa Auto Parts in Sulphur.
A psychiatrist enters a patient's twisted mind.
You resist every effort I make to try and help him. I didn't say I felt like killing him. I said I would kill him.
But when madness suddenly turns to murder,
How do you feel now that you've told me your fantasy? What fantasy?
the trick is getting out alive.
This isn't going well, and you don't like it.
Lisa Hartman, Red Wind, a USA world premiere movie.
Mayo's is your full-service office supply. We carry everything you need to make your office run smoothly. We offer a full line of Mita copiers, Sharp calculators, and Smith Corona typewriters. We have party goods for every occasion, greeting cards by Carlton Cards, Bibles of all types, wedding announcements, typesetting, and printing. All this and more right here in Sulphur at Mayo's Office Supply, 1010 West 2nd.
Cindy Garrett is a superintendent of public instruction, and she's also the Secretary of Education on the Governor's Cabinet. She did speak last night to the Ada High School. It was at their graduation over at the Robert S. Kerr Activity Central there Center at East Central. We did ask Miss Garrett if we might be able to visit with her a few minutes before she got kicked off, and Lloyd Snow was gracious enough to go over with Neil last night and get a real good taped interview. So let's watch that now.
We have with us tonight Miss Sandy Garrett. She's the Superintendent of Public Instruction and Secretary of Education on the Governor's Cabinet. It's a real pleasure to have you, Miss Garrett. Sandy and I have worked together on many things. You are going to be broadcasting in Murray County, and they know of you. You've come down to see us, and we appreciate that. But I've got an agenda to ask you a couple of things. We've talked about 1017 and Channel 7 many, many times. And if you would just simply kind of give us a status of where it's stacking up with the Supreme Court right now and what we can expect.
Well, we're very concerned because we keep hearing continued rumors that the Supreme Court will shortly deliver a message that 1017 could possibly go to a vote of the people. And certainly Governor Walters is willing to call that election and put it on the ballot, and we will be campaigning vigorously around the state to show the people and visit with the citizens of this state about the kinds of efforts that we've made to not only reform education, but really transforming education. As you know, Mr. Snow, many of the school districts have worked very, very hard this year in implementing the first phase of the reforms. We've worked very hard at the Department of Education, and we're committed to education reform in this state, and we think it would be, repealing it would be kind of like putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste tube.
We talked about 1017. Of course, we're very much in favor, and it's been a godsend for our school in Sulphur, and we've appreciated the leadership. We also conclude that it's not only an opportunity to reform, but it's an opportunity to have a renewed emphasis. And I know that's something that you've professed all across the state. So we're anxious for that to clear up, and we're hopeful that once it clears up, the people of this state will look at what's happening in the schools and be very pleased and be with us in making them better. Another issue that plays along with 1017 that we've talked about locally in Sulphur on several occasions is what 182 and 1017 addresses in terms of proficiency tests for graduating seniors.
Yes.
You have provided a lot of leadership and some alternatives, and providing the GED is possibly that test. Could you tell us where that's at and what your feelings is about that?
Well, as you know, Lloyd, there are many deadlines and timelines in 1017, and it did take 9 months to give birth to that reform legislation. So some of the short timelines make it impossible to do some of the things we might like to do long term. Yet I feel it's very important to stay in the reform mode and to be accountable to the citizens. So we propose that the GED, which has always been known as a high school equivalency, be used as Oklahoma's graduation test. Now, this wasn't easy to do. We had to go to Washington and gain permission to do that, and Oklahoma was given permission, pending legislative approval, to be the first state in the nation to use it in this fashion. And quite frankly, it's a real cost-saving proposal also, because making your own test, certainly in accordance or in compliance with a curriculum that's not in the schools yet, is very difficult, very costly, and certainly would open the schools up to lots of litigation, possibly. So we're concerned about that. Right now, the legislature is contemplating this proposal, and we're willing to certainly work with them. We would like for them to take this proposal seriously, as we feel that it is a very sound proposal. Now, appropriate assessment of testing doesn't start, as you know, in the 12th grade. We want to put in place eventually a curriculum testing assessment that it will actually measure outcomes along the way and catch the students before they have gotten to the 12th grade and can't read or write or compute. So we're not saying that the graduation test is the appropriate assessment tool only. We're saying that this is a sound.
It's 12:30, and you're tuned in to TV7, Murray County's news leader. Murray County Update is brought to you over the Harmon Cable System and sponsored by Steve Hall Oil Company, Harmon Cable, and Coopers in Davis. Get in the swing of things this year with Ride King from Coopers in Davis, the best-selling original zero-turning radius riding lawnmower there is. All steel construction, 8 horsepower Briggs & Stratton, wide wheelbase, reverses without stopping or changing gears. Stop rust now with Exo Rust from $298 to $598, and start digging with your choice of these Green Thumb implements. These and others are available during the Spring into Savings sale going on now at Cooper's True Value Hardware, 207 East Main in Davis.
Catch the brightest stars, the biggest hits. HBO, simply the best movies. Steve Martin, Joan Cusack, Rick Moranis, Carol Kane, The Mob, the FBI, Sexy Parties, and My Blue Heaven. Marlon Brando, Matthew Broderick, Penelope Ann Miller, Leapin' Lizard, It's the Freshman. Charlie Sheen stars with Emilio Estevez, director-writer of a murderous comedy, Men at Work. They're simply the best movies. HBO.
At Steve's Self-Serve in Davis, we have hot and cold deli items, piping hot coffee, or your favorite cold soft drink, crispy fried chicken, onion burgers, and more, all cooked to our customers' satisfaction. When unexpected guests arrive at mealtime, zip by Steve's Self-Serve and stock up on groceries. And remember, when you need gas and oil for your autos, we always have quality Phillips 66 products furnished by Steve Hall Oil Company. Steve's Self-Serve, a good place to get in and out when you're in a hurry.
Student Council Representative Stephen Edgar is escorting Amy Malford. Stephen is one of SHS basketball players, and Amy is our cross-country team.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Murray County News. You're watching the Sulphur Prom they had right here. We want to thank Bear Woolley for announcing that for us. She did a very good job. Bear is Mike Woolley's wife, and Mike happened to be the administrator for the Veterans Center right here in Sulphur, and we appreciate Bear for doing that. This will play in its entirety now tonight at 7:35, so if any of you mamas and daddies would like to tape that, it'll be right here on TV7 at 7:35. Also, we had a lot of excitement going on out at Walmart Friday afternoon. Chuck and Kim Pauley had their KC Flyers out there doing some handsprings. I understand Chuck come by this morning and said they did about 1,500 of these. They're trying to raise a few dollars to take a little trip for all the hard work they've been doing. KC Flyers is over at 12th and Broadway. Kim and Chuck run it. If you'd like to get involved with those folks, you can call them at 2196 or 94 right here in Sulphur. But all this one took place at the Handspring-a-thon at Walmart Friday, and you can see those guys were going strong. I understand now they've got one girl now that's going to complete hers, and that will put them well over the 1,500 handsprings like they're doing there. So that had a lot of fun out there. Chuck's also got some other things coming up, and he said he would keep us abreast of that. Maybe we can get with them here in the near future and get that on tape and show it to you a little bit later on, too. We got to go over and visit with Gary Schilling and the youngsters that took state up there in Oklahoma City here in the speech class. Got a real good interview with them. Show that to you right after this commercial message.
Don't pay more than you have to. At Stillwater Milling Company in Davis, you'll find the best prices on stockyard equipment, great prices on head gates, dusters, mineral feeders, pre-fert loaders for one-man operation, calf creep feeders, diamond head stock gates, and more. And don't forget to check our inside store specials, from Gallagher Power Fence Systems to Mystic Oil. For the best prices, come by or call us today. Stillwater Milling Company in Davis.
A psychiatrist enters a patient's twisted mind.
You insist every effort I make to try and help him. I didn't say I felt like killing him. I said I would kill him.
But when madness suddenly turns to murder,
How do you feel now that you've told me your fantasy? What fantasy?
the trick is getting out alive.
This isn't going well, and you don't like it.
Lisa Hartman, Red Wind, a USA world premiere movie.
Sometimes taking care of the family's budget means putting more of yourself into the things you buy. That's when you can count on Walmart with a low price on the leading brands, like the friction-fighting protection of Haviland motor oil. No matter when you shop, you always save on Haviland at Walmart. To get around the high cost of getting around, all it takes is a little effort and a lot of Walmart. Always the low price on the brands you trust. Always.
Mark Melton and Jimmy Jones were the state champs in the humorous duel category. Davis won third place in the state competition between 64 Class A schools. Davis Speech Department won trophies in 36 events this year, and Gary's got a lot of folks coming back. Got to thank this group that we're getting ready to show you. Just had one senior in it. Got a real good interview with him. Let's watch that now.
Well, Gary, last time I interviewed you, said you was going to try to have one last review so that people could see your youngsters in action. You got that set now, right?
That's the 21st next Tuesday night at High School Auditorium, and we're going to begin kind of early. We're going to begin at 6 o'clock. not gonna, we're giving a freebie here. And good entertainment. We're just trying to reward the community for what they've done for us because we've had super support out of our team. Alumni Association, clubs, and individuals, and couldn't have made it without them.
Well, you know, we did a little blip over here, just a smidgen on what these youngsters are capable of, and they had to do quite a bit to win state. So if you will, Gary, take the mic and walk down and introduce and tell us what each one of them did.
Okay, first of all, we have Jimmy Jones and Mark Melton. Jimmy's a senior. Mark is a junior. He'll be back next year. They took first place in humorous duet, the state champions, and they took second place, state runner-up, in dramatic duet together. Mark also took third place in humorous interpretation. Next to Mark is Shamika Carr, and she took second place, state runner-up, with Chris and Irvin with their Green Pastures, and they did an excellent job. Shamika also placed at state with her humorous interpretation. Julie Pullen, who's a freshman, took two things to state. She took a monologue and took a prose, and we thought she was going to wax everybody with her monologue, but she did it with her prose, and she placed with her prose, fourth place. Greg Gain and Ricky Stillman are sophomores this year. That's right, isn't it? Okay, good. They were also at state with their humorous duet, and they placed fifth with what they did, and their work is what helped us get over the line where we could win our third place state trophy. So we were real pleased and happy about that. I'm going to tell you, all of these guys are super guys. They just, almost, every one of them have natural talent to them, and they'll be back hitting again for the most part, except we're going to kick Jimmy out this year. But, you know, they all met together and said, we'll do just fine.
What'd you say now, Mr.
I love you too, Mr. Stewart.
Well, he's going to be missed, I know, but it looks like you've got some good talent coming up. Now, you won 36, over the 36 events. Did you place in each one of them or something of that nature?
Well, now, we took 36 events to regionals. That meant that there were 36 different events that we took there. Now, some of those were duets and involved, you know, a lot more than 36 people with those awards. But there were 36 things that we qualified for regionals. Yeah.
What can the people expect to see now on the 21st when you have your review? How much are you going to have?
Really quite a bit. We're going to show, these kids are going to have an opportunity to show what, you know, they did at state, because nobody really sees them because we compete with them. But we don't have just these kids. We've got some other things that we think are good, too, and we think are, well, we're selfish. We think they should have been at state, too, and probably should have been at state. But anyway, they're going to be there doing some of their things, too, and it's going to give the parents and the public the opportunity to see just how good these kids really are. And I'll tell you what, these things are good. They're going to laugh, they're going to cry, and they're going to think with some of the things that they see.
How long will this thing last? Hour and a half, maybe?
Well, I don't know.
Depending on how much applause we get.
That's right. That's it. And how long the standing ovation is. It'll be no longer than 2 hours.
Well, guys, congratulations, and we're going to see a bunch of you next year. Good luck in your future, too, partner. And, Gary, first thing next year, now let's get back together and you line us out on what you're going to have the youngsters doing.
Okay, well, we could probably do that already. We're just, we have one goal next year, and these kids, and we're looking at some state champions.
Win state, huh?
That's right.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Great bunch of youngsters. Remember, that's tomorrow night now, 6 p.m. at the PE room over in Davis, and it's going to be well worth your while to go to that one. We got to visit with Debbie Sharp. She's got something coming up with the 4-H'ers that you'll be interested in. We've got all that ready for you right after this commercial message.
Cooper's in Davis is truly Murray County's one-stop general store, and we'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all our customers. Thank you for your good word when people ask about our store and services, and thank you for shopping locally, helping make Davis a stronger community. You can count on us to be here when you need us, and we'll continue to make Cooper's the best place to shop. Cooper's True Value and Napa Auto Parts, 207 East Main in Davis. Have you ever been asked, where do you work? Of course you have, but have you ever been asked, where does your money work? When you invest and save at Sulphur Community Bank, you can answer right in your own community. In addition to earning interest on your investment, you're also investing in your community. As Sulphur Community Bank, we know investing in our community is banking at its best. Sulphur Community Bank, member FDIC. Your prescriptions filled fast and easy at Larry's Pharmacy, your full-line Health Mart store in Sulphur. Besides prescriptions, Larry's has a full line of Max Factor cosmetics, gifts and souvenirs, greeting cards, Russell Stover candy, hospital supplies with wheelchair, walker, and crutches sales and rentals. Larry's Prescription can fill your every need with name brands or top-quality generics. Larry's Pharmacy, your family's Health Mart store.
As always, Debbie and Roy do have a lot going on over at the Extension office right here in Murray County. Debbie's got a 4-H lock-in coming up, though. That's the deadline for the sign-up is on Friday. I thought we'd better get her in and visit with her just a little bit. She's got a real good interview, so let's watch that now.
Hi, Debbie.
Good morning.
Glad to have you back, kiddo. I talked to Roy the other day, and he said y'all are not going to be slacking down this summer. You still doing?
I guess I must be a slave driver. He surely wasn't complaining.
Oh, no. You guys do an outstanding job. But one of the questions I asked Roy, Debbie, I know you guys got to report to OSU every month, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I asked him how y'all stacked up for some of the other extension officers throughout the state. He said he thought y'all was holding your own. So, yeah, it's a struggle, isn't it?
Well, it's just a lot of work. Of course, they have expectations of us that we work hard to try to measure up, but we have an obligation to the people here in Murray County to deliver educational programs and to work with their children in 4-H, and so we do the best that we can with just the two of us.
Yeah.
But I think we do a good job.
Well, don't you find that 99% of the county agents and home economists throughout the state are self-motivated people, or they wouldn't be in this?
That's true. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of time, and of course you grow to love and get attached to a lot of those kids that you work with, as well as some of the adults that you work with. So it's really a very interesting job, and I just appreciate the opportunity to be here in this county.
It's a rewarding job, too, isn't it? Being able to visit with all those youngsters. And boy, I tell you, y'all work with the cream, too.
Oh, we do, yeah. We're lucky. We have some great children.
Oh, I know it. They're leaders in the community already and in the school. Well, we got one thing coming up, Deb, that we need to visit about first, and that is the deadline for the some activities you got coming up on June the 7th. Why do you have to have a deadline on this lock-in on the 24th?
Okay, we can only have a certain number of children to take with us. We can only handle a certain number. And I think we set our cutoff limit at 75. Mm-hmm. And trying to handle and take care of safety and all that for 75 little people is quite a chore. Yeah. So, we know our limit, and we set it up to have that cutoff. And then that gives us a chance then to build our program for the kids that we know that will be coming. Mm-hmm. For example, if we have a lot of little girls, then we can maybe do a certain area workshop to focus on that. If we have a lot of little boys, we might know how many we have, and we can buy supplies for that and plan the program accordingly.
You said go. Where are you going to have
Well, this is going to be really a neat experience. In the past, about 2 years ago, we started having our first lock-in, I guess 3 years ago. And we would go to, we would go to fairgrounds, county fairgrounds, and we would spend the night there. And that was really a lot of fun. We would sleep on the concrete for a couple of hours, and everybody bounced right back up, and off we would go again, because they go all night long. And when we say lock-in, DJ, the parents drop them off, and then they're in our care and the county officer's care until they're picked up the next morning. So we planned activities and crafts and games and eating a little more. Lots of things like that, because we're always hungry. So that's what the lock-in was. But we decided we'd put a new twist to it, and we're going to go to Ardmore to the Y. And there's the Y, and we'll have the Olympic-sized pool, and we'll have badminton, volleyball, and basketball, and there's a room for movies that we can go into. And so you talk about cranking up. They're going to be on the go all night long. Midnight tea and the whole bit. I would like to put a little plug in here. This is the idea, and the whole thing came from a 4-H officer. Wesley Hillier, in fact, is a very creative 4-H member, and he came up with the idea. The other county officers got all into it, and now they're actually planning the program, and they will decide exactly what we do at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Wonderful.
So you can see how that's good leadership then for the older teams that are planning the program.
Well, do you have an age limit that you're going to?
No, any 4-H member can go.
Any
they do have a requirement, though, that they must have participated in at least one 4-H activity that has taken place this last year.
you know, we don't want to be babysitting. You know, that we're there to help 4-H kids that are loyal and dedicated members. And it's an experience for them. It's just a new opportunity to go and see and participate in something new. So, you know, we feel the kids that have done something actually should deserve that honor first.
So you got two requirements. You got to be 4-H. You had to have participated in one event last year during the last school
See,
year.
we're just now wrapping up our 4-H year. We go from school beginning to school out.
What's the dollar cost?
It costs $6.
Now you want that on Friday too?
Yes, that deadline will be this Friday. So any parent that's maybe the kids yelling, "Mama, Mama, I may not get to go," might better get on the stick and bring it in.
Well, do you know how you stand right now,
We
number-wise?
have about 68 or so, so we're getting
They
close
need
to
to
being
move
full,
on, don't
so
they?
that's good.
Now, that'll be on the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
What time are you going to leave?
Well, we'll work all those details out.
At Steve's Self-Serve in Davis, we have hot and cold deli items, piping hot coffee, or your favorite cold soft drink, crispy fried chicken, onion burgers, and more, all cooked to our customers' satisfaction. When unexpected guests arrive at mealtime, zip by Steve's Self-Serve and stock up on groceries. And remember, when you need gas and oil for your autos, we always have quality Phillips 66 products, furnished by Steve Hall Oil Company. Steve's Self-Serve, a good place to get in and out when you're in a hurry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Murray County News. A Davis man was killed this morning about 1:30 a.m. in a one-vehicle accident 3 miles south of Davis, right about the Jollyville area on Highway 77. Carl White, one of the longtime residents and a wrecker operator in Davis, was pronounced dead on arrival. Carl was going south on 77 when apparently he fell asleep and went off the road on the east side. The Highway Patrol said he traveled about 333 feet, crossed back over the road and traveled about 167 feet, then went into a broad slide and slid about 75 feet, and then he rolled the wrecker about 3.5 times. Carl didn't have a seatbelt on. Barry Judd with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol right here in the Murray County Detachment worked the accident, so all of Davis will miss Carl, as we will here on Channel 7. We had another news from Pavers Incorporated today. They did start the project now. This is the highway between right here in Sulphur. Highway 7 will get a complete new overlay starting today. They started right in front of the high school, and that will include from West 18th about a 1.13 miles to Highway 7 and 77. The Oklahoma Transportation Commission has been working on this for quite a while. In fact, we interviewed one of the men down surveying this about 2 years ago, and they were also thinking about maybe putting in some new highway signs, but they deemed they didn't have enough traffic to do that, but they did think that they needed to put some work on the road, so we will get a complete new overlay on that. And luckily, we did get a local contractor going to be doing that job, Pavers Incorporated of Davis. They got that $161,245 job. It will be in 3 phases now. This was Ron this morning over at Pavers. Ron said this first stage is the milling. They'll get the road milled, and then they will put a fiber down over that, and then their third stage will be the overlay. They're going to be working on about a half a mile or 6 blocks at a time, so they'll hold their interruption to the traffic down to a minimum. Ron told me that Gene Jones will be in charge of that project, and Gene was in Durant today. Was going to try to get a visit with him, so we'll look for him tomorrow, and maybe he can explain to us exactly how all that work there on 7 will be coming. We had another real fine affair last night. Stella Black is getting ready to retire. Stella's worked in high school and middle school over at Davis for many years. She works at the middle school right now for Sherry Knight. And they had a surprise party for her last night, a retirement party. That's Tommy Black right behind her there. Tom's going to also retire in the near future. They tell me that they're going to just travel around over the country, make a lot of arts and crafts shows. Tommy makes knives, and they will be selling those knives at the arts and crafts show. In fact, we've got a deal working with Tommy. He's going to show us how he does that one of these days. But when Stella retires, they're going to thoroughly miss her. She's loved by everybody over to middle school, children and all. And we're going to maybe get over and visit with Stella and get some additional plans that they've got going now when she and Tommy do both retire. Great couple, though. Really enjoy knowing those guys. We asked Bob Peters to come by. Bob has been in a couple of meetings. One of them was in a regional meeting. He said all of the regional park superintendents was at it. They had quite a bit discussed. Bob come back and give us a real good update on all of those meetings. We'll bring you that right after this commercial.
It's time to play bingo at the Chickasaw Motor Inn in Sulphur. Don't just sit there. Come and enjoy the fun of bingo every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday night with minigames starting at 6:30 and our regular session at 7:30. From B1 to 075, we'll keep you hopping across your cards. The concession stand's open, so come on in and have fun playing bingo at the Chickasaw Motor Inn, West 1st and Muskogee in Sulphur. At Stillwater Milling in Davis, you'll find out that we're not just a feed and seed. At our Agri Center, you'll find everything for your home and garden, like fertilizer, rubber boots, veterinary supplies, pottery, work clothes, seeds, plants, garden supplies, and pet food. Stillwater Milling has all this and more. Start your lawn and garden off on the right foot this year with fine, high-yield, and ortho products. Don't hesitate to give us a call if you have any questions about your lawn or garden. Stillwater Milling Company, 200 South A in Davis. The summer sale is going on now at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Check out these hot specials on Hunter ceiling fans. Get pumped up with Sanborn air compressor starting at $219.99. High performance Madison tires starting as low as $41.99. And save on Mastercraft batteries as low as $28.88. And Admiral's large capacity washers $347. And large capacity dryers $259. Come on in for these and other specials during the summer sale at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, 1009 West 2nd in Sulphur.
One of the things, Bob did bring us back some information on the visitation center. Plus, he did let us know that the campgrounds at Buckhorn will not be open. However, the boat ramps will. But we got a real good interview with Bob. Let's watch that now. Bob, let me welcome you to Channel 7.
Okay, DJ, good to be here.
I know you just got back from Santa Fe now. You had a little meeting out there. Is there anything that took place in that meeting, Bob, that might be of a little interest to us out here in Murray County?
Well, actually, I wasn't in Santa Fe. I was in Amarillo.
Amarillo.
A quarterly planning meeting with our regional office people and Denver Service Center, our planning people. And one thing we did discuss was the status of the Visitor Center, Administrative Office, Chickasaw Mason Cultural Center planning. And the task directive or the outline of what the planning will accomplish has now been completed. It's just undergoing final review, and we passed that on to the Chickasaw Nation. They've been involved in the review of the planning of the task directive.
Rhonda, are you going to help David now on his old campaign trail?
I hope to be with him.
You're not going out on your own, maybe, and drum up a little vote?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Well, the thing about that, go ahead.
I'm about to, I'm enrolled in summer school at East Central.
Well, that'll keep you busy. Yeah. Well, probably as dynamic as David and Bill are, they're not going to have much help anyway, are they?
I don't think so.
Well, the thing about this is Rhonda has always lived right here, though, and she was a nurse for the clinic in Tishomingo, which she just resigned last week. But she knows so many people here, and she, on her mother's side, of course, she has a number of relatives. Her mother's half Indian, so she certainly is an asset, and so...
It's going to be good to have in your corner.
Sure, she is.
Dave, let us know a little bit about you. Where were you born and raised and all that?
Well, I was born in around Tishomingo, and I went to high school at Radio when they graduated from high school there, when they had a high school, and spent all of my younger years around Radio and Tishomingo in that area. Then I went to California and spent a number of years. Went out there to visit and liked it and stayed out there, went to college, and then finally decided to come back. And I have an elderly mother living in Tishomingo, Maddie Brown. She's 80, she will be 85. I have a brother that lives there. He's a legislator for the tribe in the Tishomingo district.
What's his name?
His name is, well, came back here, and Bill and I thought we might put something together, and we did.
While we're on the subject, tell us a little bit about Kennedy. Kennedy's not brown out completely. He's going to stay active.
No, not at all, yes. That's an asset to the tribe because should Bill and I be successful, Kennedy will be a special assistant, and we all have a good relationship. We were in church yesterday. All of us were together. Kennedy is a good man, and I'm glad that he's staying around as a special assistant because he can add a lot to it, to me as well as Bill.
But now Kennedy Brown and David Brown are not, y'all are not related.
No, we're
directly.
totally different Browns, which is not unusual.
So that, it's kind of funny though. People are going to think, well, Kennedy's younger brother or whatever, maybe his dad.
but the irony about that is, we could really, if we chose to, because in the Constitution there's nothing to prevent that. It's just a residence requirement and an age, and that's it. So.
But I knew you told me that on the phone the other day.
Right.
Y'all wasn't related, and I wanted to bring that
Sure.
out to the folks.
no relation.
Well, now you say you're gonna be visiting with Kennedy today. You said
I'll see him today.
Okay. Y'all having some kind of meeting? Or?
I'm getting together with Bill. There's an economic development meeting which Bill wanted to be included in it, and I'll see Kennedy there also. So,
okay. I'll take him high for it.
I sure will.
Listen, now y'all are going to be moving around quite a bit. If you drop back by and visit with us, will you?
Real good.
Bring us up to date.
And thanks
Glad
for having
to
us.
meet you, Rhonda. And Dave, come back.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Those are delightful couple. I really enjoyed visiting with those guys. They like they've known me all my life. They were real friendly. Hope to have them back. David said as he's campaigning around through the 10-county area, he will drift back in periodically and bring us up to date on everything. Folks, we got another rainy outlook coming up until this system we got surrounding us leaves. We're going to be in this same type pattern. Got all that ready for you right after this commercial message.
Mayo's is your full-service office supply. We carry everything you need to make your office run smoothly. We offer a full line of Meta copiers, Sharp calculators, and Smith Corona typewriters. We have party goods for every occasion, greeting cards by Carlton Cards, Bibles of all types, wedding announcements, typesetting, and printing. All this and more right here in Sulphur at Mayo's Office Supply, 1010 West 2nd. You'll find our Spring into Savings sale going on now at Cooper's, Murray County's general store. Right now, you can turn on the breeze with a variety of fans starting at $14.99. Get powered up with Energizers from Eveready, your choice $1.89. And stop by our True Test Paint department for our finest quality acrylic wall finish, Ultra Satin, only $19.98 a gallon. Get in step this year with these and other products at Cooper's, 207 East Main in Davis. Have you ever been asked, where do you work? Of course you have, but have you ever been asked, where does your money work? When you invest and save at Sulphur Community Bank, you can answer right in your own community. In addition to earning interest on your investment, you're also investing in your community. As Sulphur Community Bank, we know investing in our community is banking at its best. Sulphur Community Bank, member FDIC.
Folks, I was visiting with Dan Thrillkill this morning in Oklahoma City about our forecast. He says it's normal to be able to call in a July or August forecast because you don't have that much change from day to day. Well, we're in that same type of pattern now, and two things is dominating this weather. This low here that seems to be just moving backwards and forth here in the Gulf with this counterclockwise motion pumping this moisture up into our area. We've got this high pressure with its clockwise motion that's bringing this stuff back in toward Oklahoma. Then we've got this low that's got the counterclockwise motion, and as you can see, it's bringing moisture back up through that area. And we do have thunderstorms caused by that little cold front that's going right down through there. And we do have a low pressure trough that's building right in this area here now. And as you can see, they're going to be with all this cloudiness, and that low pressure trough, as it zips through and back and forth, it's going to kick off the rains like it did today. And that's going to be our pattern now plumb through Sunday, it looks like. So tonight we're going to be about a 30% chance of rains. We were looking for a little sun this afternoon, but I don't know if we're going to see it or not. So we've got about a 30% chance of rain tonight. Cloudy southeast winds 5 to 15, going down to about 64. And then Thursday, you see we've got a little lightning painted in. We've got about a 40% chance of rain and or thunderstorms with a temperature of about 85 on Thursday and going down to about 67 on Thursday night. That'll bring us into Friday. We're still in a 30% chance of some thunderstorms, though these are not severe right now. These things, we just don't have the elements to have any severe weather, but we do have good elements for rain. So Friday, 88 degrees, 68 for a low, and then that brings us into Saturday, and as you can see, we've got a little bit of sun painted in on Saturday because Saturday and Sunday is supposed to be partly cloudy. So we could see some sun, but we've still got a chance of some rain on Saturday, going up to about 89, going down to about 69 on Saturday night. And then Sunday, the way it looks now, we're going to go up to about 90 degrees, and we are still in that pattern now that we could get some additional rain on Sunday. But the way it looks right now, we're going down to about 69 on Sunday night. So until we get these two systems out of our hair, the one down the Gulf and the one over the Nebraska-Kansas border up there, until we can get rid of those two things, we're going to remain in this type pattern. Folks, we're going to close our newscast today with the sulfur commencement last night. It took place right here at the football field starting at 8 o'clock last night. And we'll play this just as much as we can on this. And it will be played back Friday in its entirety at 7:35.
Tracy Ann Amos. Michael Baker. Wendy Dawn Bennett. Edwin Matthew Bristol Jr. Rebecca Joe Brewer. Case Kraut. Lucinda Jill Fogel. Bo Dresser.
Catch the brightest stars, the biggest hits. HBO, simply the best movies. Steve Martin, Joan Cusack, Rick Moranis, Carol Kane, The Mob, The FBI, Sexy Parties, and My Blue Heaven. Marlon Brando, Matthew Broderick, Penelope Ann Miller, Leapin' Lizard, It's the Freshman. Charlie Sheen stars with Emilio Estevez, director-writer of a murderous comedy, Men at Work. They're simply the best movies. HBO.
Cooper's in Davis is truly Murray County's one-stop general store, and we'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all our customers. Thank you for your good word when people ask about our store and services, and thank you for shopping locally, helping make Davis a stronger community. You can count on us to be here when you need us, and we'll continue to make Cooper's the best place to shop. Cooper's True Value and Napa Auto Parts, 207 East Main in Davis.
If you want power, if you want performance power, don't just pump. Pump up. Pump up to Super Clean Premium. Performance power from Phillips 66.
Available at Steve Hall Oil Company in Davis. At Steve's Self-Serve in Davis. At Steve's Self-Serve in Davis, we have hot and cold deli items, piping hot coffee, or your favorite cold soft drink, crispy fried chicken, onion burgers, and more, all cooked to our customers' satisfaction. When unexpected guests arrive at mealtime, zip by Steve's Self-Serve and stock up on groceries. And remember, when you need gas and oil for your autos, we always have quality Phillips 66 products, furnished by Steve Hall Oil Company. Steve's Self-Serve, a good place to get in and out when you're in a hurry. Now, the summer sale is going on now at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Check out these hot specials on Hunter ceiling fans. Get pumped up with Sanborn air compressors starting at $219.99. High performance Madison tires starting as low as $41.99. And save on Mastercraft batteries as low as $28.88. And Admiral's large capacity washers $347. And large capacity dryers $259. Come on in for these and other specials during the summer sale at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, 1009 West 2nd in Sulphur.